But it's also very important spiritually to get it out of your system. And to realize that jumping out of airplanes isn't actually going to make you that happy. And going to Costa Rica isn't actually the key somehow to your, living a fulfilled life. And get it out of your system and get clear quickly on the concept that you go to Costa Rica and it's just the same. You see, you go every experience, everything we own, every relationship has the same trajectory. We desire it, we desire it, we desire it. We get it, we enjoy it for a little while, and then we get sick of it. And and down it goes. And then we go, well, where's the next one? I got to Costa Rica. And it was always so nice here. I say, the dancing is so fun in Costa Rica. The food is so spicy. The beaches are so nice. And then within about 4 or 5 days, it's like, well, it's really hot and humid here. And, they don't speak my own language. And, when can I go home and go to some other place? And we do this over and over and over again in our lives. But it's important, if you've got this idea, no, Costa Rica, if I got to Costa Rica, I'd be happy. Go to Costa Rica. Go. Get there. Don't defer it. Don't waste your time. Figure out how you're gonna find the week or two and save up the money and get on the plane and go to Costa Rica and find out, for yourself that this isn't actually the cure-all for your problems. And then after you do that a number of times, hopefully you'll get clear on the concept that it isn't in Costa Rica. It isn't in the jumping out of airplanes. It isn't in the things that we're looking for in it. And you sort of dead end in this kind of search for happiness outside of yourself. If you understand where happiness is really coming from, you can go to Costa Rica and be happy, or you can stay in Rockport and be happy. You can jump out of airplanes and be happy, or you can just, stay home and watch TV and be happy. So it doesn't matter. It's not in the outside. It's not in the externals. Happiness is coming from within, not from without. And many of us are way unclear on this. Over and over and over again, we think, no, it's something else. It's up there. It's another exit off the freeway somewhere else up the road. And happiness is right here, right now. It's right here, right now. It's available for us at any time. And all we need to do is to stop wanting it somewhere else. So I was telling the congregation at the church where I preached the sermon. We're talking about contentment. Contentment is the beginning of happiness, and contentment is available to us at any time. At any time. The only person who's preventing you from being content is yourself. Because here's how contentment goes. Here's how you get contentment. You just stop wanting more stuff. You just say, this is enough. This is good enough. I'm happy here, now. And I don't need to go anywhere else. I don't need to go to Costa Rica. I don't need to buy a new iPod. I don't need to have another promotion at the job. I don't need a better spouse. That everything's just fine here and now. And until you have that mindset, you see, it's a mindset, right? It's just in here. It's just in you. Happiness, the key to happiness is just in here. It's not out there. And until you take that key, you'll never be happy, ever. See? Well, how many iPods? You say, how many cars? How much money do you have to have before you're going to be content? See, it's just it's a trick bag. See, have you noticed? Like maybe you think, well, no, money is really the key. If I had more money, I'd be happy. Many of us think this. Despite all appearances to the contrary, many of us believe that money will make us happy. I've got financial problems. I can't buy the things I want. I can't go to Costa Rica because I don't have enough money. So if I had enough money, I'd be happy. So if only I had a little bit more money. And have you noticed this? As soon as you get a little bump in your income, you want more. Right? You start out in your job, maybe you're making $20,000 a year, and you say, no, if I only had $30,000, then I could buy the things I wanted, and I could pay the bills off. And then before you know it, you're making $30,000 a year. And then what happens? Oh no, I need a little bit more, right? We always are just doing that over and over and over again. I personally know people who make millions of dollars a year, and have exactly this same kind of thing. No, I don't have enough. I got the kids in private schools. I've got this. They've got like, hundreds of thousands of dollars of expenses, to just maintain their life, their life, their average life. And then there's like, no, I need some more. I always need more. There's nobody, maybe Bill Gates says, I just got enough money. I don't know what to do with all this money. But, how many Bill Gates are there in the world? And until Bill Gates, you're never going to have enough money. It's never enough. It's like that with our professions, too. Have you noticed? I was in the academic world. So I can, I don't know what it's like to be an engineer or, a doctor or a salesperson or something. I don't know. I know what my profession was like. And here's how it goes. In the academic world, you start out in graduate school. And I was in the humanities. So when I went to graduate school, one of the first things they told us is you're probably not going to get a job. You're going to spend tens and thousands of dollars on tuition, years and years and years of your life, and at the end they're going to give you a couple of letters, PhD, and then and you're probably going to have to go to work at McDonald's or something, you see, because you're not going to probably get a job. That's the first thing they told us. So then it's like, you do all this like graduate study, graduate work, and you apply to all these jobs, and then you get your job. You get a job, and you go, oh my God, now I really got it made. I got a job. See, and then you start your job, and the academic world is like, well, yes, congratulations, you got a job. When I started teaching at Barnard College in New York City, Columbia University. They hired me as an instructor because my degree wasn't finished yet. So they hired me as an instructor. $18,000 a year they paid me to live in New York City, right, in 1983. And so, congratulations, we're making you an instructor. We're giving you $18,000 a year. And I go, yes, thank you so much. I really got it made now. And then, pretty soon you realize, like, wow, this isn't going to work. I can't live here for around $18,000. So, you finish the degree, and they made me an assistant professor. Oh, yes. I got it made now. I really got it made now. And then, of course, it's like, well, now work hard for tenure. And so then you start working your ass off night and day to try and reach the criteria that would allow you to become a tenured professor. So for 6-7 years, you work, you slave, you teach, you research, you publish books, and then they put you under tenure review. And you go, if only I had tenure, you see. If only I had tenure, I'd be happy. Then I'd have it really made. So I got tenure. And then it's like, well, congratulations, you're a tenured associate professor. Now you have to work to be a full professor. You see? And so you work, and it's like, and then they promote you to full professor. Oh, now I can relax finally and be happy. And they say, no, you're full professor. Do you have a chair? You have an endowed chair? You remember? No, I don't. I'm only a full professor. And it's like, right? And that's when I quit. At that point I go like, well, there's always going to be another hoop to jump through. And I think all professions are like that. I think so. You never get to the point where it's like, you never become Yertle. Remember Yertle the Turtle? You remember that book, Yertle the Turtle? Dr. Seuss, right? Where you're on top of all the other turtles. And you go, yes, I'm done now. I have reached the pinnacle. And there's nowhere else to go. If I had continued in the academic thing, it would have been, well, you strive to get a chair. And then you get a chair and you go, well, where's your chair? Is it at UCLA? Well, you should have a chair at Harvard. And then you work I try to get a chair. And the guys with chairs and the people with chairs at Harvard are looking at Oxford. And they go, oh, if only I had a chair at Oxford. And probably the guys in Oxford are saying that same thing about Harvard. And it's a dead end. It's a dead end trying to find happiness like that. So we have to try something different. We have to try a different way of looking for happiness.